What's up, all you savages? How's it going? Hello. Welcome to another episode of Savage Crucible.
Hello.
We're joined here by Nikki. We got
Hello.
Tim here and also Nick, all the way from England over there. Thank you for joining us tonight, Nick. I know it's late for you over there. So it's exciting. We got some talk about Wave 3 tonight. We're getting pretty close to the pre-order ending over here, so we want to go a little bit into detail about the wave, talk about a little bit about the paints, pick a little bit about Nick's brain about how, what he was thinking when he was, sculpting some of these guys. So, yeah, we're excited to get into it. So, hello to everybody in the comments. Thank you guys for joining in. Hello, everybody. Let's get it started. All right.
How are you still?
Me? I'm good, man. Thank you for asking. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
caring. Even though it's pretend. No, I'm just joking. I'm doing good. Kids are keeping me busy.
Good.
And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it right now.
Good. Nikki, Nick, how are you guys?
Yeah.
Doing good. Got our first snow today, so had some fun snow driving and beautiful mountains to contend with.
Yeah, I forget you get snow like I do.
Yeah.
Yikes. Oh boy.
Nothing here yet.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about your light.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, but not a lot of snow in England anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of rain.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
That's never changed, right?
It's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. It rains a lot.
England's like Seattle, Washington. That's it. Just rain all the time.
Yeah. It's funny too because my wife Sophia is from Seattle and she's like, it doesn't rain there all the time. I'm like, yeah, but pretty much most of the time. So it counts.
It only rains 7 days out of 10.
All right. So let me set this up here, guys. We'll get started here on talking about Wave 3 real quick here. So I'll bring this up. We'll get sidelined over here. So Wave 3, I can't believe we're already at Wave 3, guys. The pre-order opening up for that. Excited to get Wave 2, as I'm sure all of you guys are. I know a lot of the fans are excited for that wave as well. But we're here to talk about Wave 3. And we're starting off with the Abyss Dreadnought. Main guys over here. So Nick did the sculpting on this, designing on it. Nikki was the one that did the original paint master. So we'll start with Nick. Nick, tell us a little bit about this guy. Tell us, what you drew inspiration from, what you were thinking about with the weapons, with the armor. Let us know, man.
Oh wow, this was one of these amazing moments where Rob just said, "Make something cool." He just said, "You got carte blanche. Just go nuts, make something, and then show me pictures." And so, because I'd already done the shell armor, I was then like, "Well, what if the shell armor are the dudes who live in like the bottom of the abyss, and they're just kind of like scratching a living?" Would any element of the Army of the Abyss almost kind of have more of a plated armor for serious combat if they're ever going to come above water? Is that right? They're going to get out of the water and go and have a scrap with someone else. And so I took bits of armor that I've made for another Savage Crucible figure, who is
Okay.
like an Abyss Knight. And so I then kind of like worked it from there to make something that was more of a regimented soldier armor instead of like the scrappy survivalist. I took great inspiration with the helmet. I took a lot of inspiration from the salets that the Uruk-hai wear in the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
I love
Right.
that really thin kind of
Mm-hmm.
peephole thing going on. Because also, I mean, you know, all of the paranoids have got a very kind of squishy eyeball look going on, and so I don't know, if you're an archer or a crossbowman, if you see them coming along, you're going to be going for the eyeballs. So I was like, it'd be really cool if they had that really, you know, protected eyeballs, but that really thin kind of sinister kind of Uruk look to it.
Nice,
Although
man. Yeah,
I
I true.
oh.
You know, with
Sorry.
you mentioning that about the helmet too, it does seem like this guy would be, you know, the reserves, you know, like the heavy artillery kind of, you know, a brute, you know, hence, you know, the dreadnought name and all that. So I really do like the armor design. And you know, you mentioned, you know, inspiration from Lord of the Rings. I'm just, you know, all over it. So uh, awesome. So this guy, Nikki, tell us a little bit about this guy. What type of fish is he inspired from? Is this the angelfish one or
Anglerfish.
anglerfish?
Yeah,
Anglerfish.
so deep sea stuff. And you know, I don't know if anyone watched our lives super early on, but we kind of half joked and said this is the first female Savage Crucible character because in with anglerfish, the females are the ones with those particular features, and the males are just these tiny little things that attach onto them. So technically, this is the first female character.
There you go, guys.
But yeah, I drew inspiration for a paint job is just looking at a variety of different deep sea fish, and kind of went from there. But also wanted to make it toyetic. I really appreciated Nick's sculpting on the armor because it had this like ethereal quality to it, with the shell shapes in the metal, that made it really, really fun to paint, not just like a flat piece of plate mail, but just a really great surface that reflected light really well. And so I did a little bit of different color change type of things with the armor. So I hope that comes through in the final product.
Awesome. Yes. And we got a couple of pictures of the dreadnought over here, which that mouth just looks amazing. Just so cool. And then a little bit of an armored look there, you know, with no helmet on. And
yeah,
that
the inner mouth has that glow, which is amazing to it.
So what you showed first was the early Paint Master that I did.
Yes.
And now as we're entering production for Wave 3, as Wave 2 is wrapping up production, we posted about this, but I'll mention it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
The Fathom Scout was the very first fish paranoid prototype that we showed at shows. We took it all around the country, and that was made in a clear plastic with paint apps on top. And we got a lot of awesome feedback about that. People wanted to know if the other paranoids would be having that same effect. And we didn't know because we hadn't started production to explore some of those questions. And we are happy to report that, yes, the named characters and the Savage will have that quality. So they will be done in that clear plastic base with the paint apps on top. And so some of these new pictures that you're seeing are just of that process of doing those paint apps on top of that clear plastic. So
very
it's got a really cool effect. Things like the teeth can be clear. Things like the edging of the webbing or the edging of the lips or the mouth or the gills can be clear. So just like you'd see on a real fish, it brings a lot of not only toyeticness, but realism to it as well, which I really dig it.
The thing I really like too is with the black background, this guy just looks so, you know, the colors actually do come through very nice. So it does give you that deep sea feel, which is really nice on this. So moving right along to the League Striker over here. This is, you know, I really like this guy too. again, Nick did a tremendous job on this guy. I got a little bit of an update on this from when he initially was. This is an initial picture when we first came out with it. Tim also did an amazing job, doing the paint master for this guy right here. So we'll get into talking about this guy. Nick, any different thought process going on here?
Yeah, so because the scout had the shells and kind of leather and stuff like that, and a small part of a human pelvis, and I'd made the metal plate armor. I kind of figured we needed something different, something that wasn't like survivally, something that wasn't well made armor, and so I thought leather was the right way to go. At which point I was thinking, what other weird giant stuff is going to be in the abyss that they might kind of deify. And I then thought, because there's also in the concept art, there's a massive crab guy. I was like, maybe they did this particular group of paranoids kind of deify giant crab beasties, which is why the top of the helmet is almost takes the form of like a prawn's face. Has a prawn got a face? Kind of. The point bit on the front of a prawn that no one really wants to eat.
Right, yeah. But we discard, yeah.
You gotta suck out the brains and then discard it.
Great in a bisque, if you puree that.
Ironically, as much as I've loved sculpting these, I really don't enjoy eating seafood. So the thought of sucking a prawn's brains out makes me feel genuinely queasy.
I went to a crawfish boil this summer, so it's fresh in my mind.
Still fresh on the taste buds. You're like, I can really taste that.
Just in time for Wave 3, Nikki. Did you plan that or what? Awesome, man. Awesome. Tim, tell us a little bit about the paint process here.
Well, so obviously I saw it as like crab-esque armor, right? And to me, for some reason, this guy just seemed like he could dwell in a swamp or a bog outside of deep waters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to, that's why I took this approach, because I really wanted him to feel like muck, like dirty, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Worn, these guys they can live in just absolute disgusting conditions, right? So, really, that was the whole approach. I really wanted to make them just feel like you don't want to go anywhere near them, right? So that's why I went with like the dead eyes and, the multicolored greens that are in there. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to paint, and the armor for me was what really like drew me in. You know what I mean? Of course, I love that head. Actually, there's a few of the heads that I actually really, really love. But in a nutshell, I just wanted this guy to feel, just completely grimy and dirty and very swamp-esque, if you will.
It looks like he would totally blend in too with the surroundings of
so if he goes into waters, he could easily blend in with the seaweed or something along those lines and pop out and get his prey with his harpoon gun.
Which like you were saying, Tim, I also do really love the armor on this, and there has been a slight modification done to it, which we'll see here coming up. This is a little stretched, I know. Came up a little stretched for some reason, but you guys can see here, and in the pictures to follow, you'll see there's been a little bit of a detail added to that front piece of the loin of the armor, which is really cool. Gives it a little more character. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to say about it that but I do love the weapons with this guy too. It looks like a golden-esque or maybe like even a rust that's going on with the weapons there. Tim, did you do a rust effect on those? Or
no, I didn't do those weapons.
Oh, so these weren't for you. Okay, these weren't
No,
with you.
the weapons I believe Alex did, which I think he did great on.
Oh yeah, yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
They
no,
look
I
real good.
just did the body and the armor on this guy. So as far as like that new piece on the belt, that will be a port system like Nin's. So it will
Very
be detachable, I believe. Is that correct, Nikki? Right?
That is the last I heard.
Yeah.
There's a nice curved crustacean tail on the back of the loin armor, so
Mhm.
protecting
You
his
can
butt
kind of see it on
basically.
that top
And
picture
then
a little.
the front piece, it has this really nice a bit. I'll just call it an abyss emblem with like tentacles and like a skull almost, and it looks great. So I'm really excited to play around with that and maybe do some repaints with that.
Yeah, definitely. Really nice updates on that piece right there. So let's see here. We're going into the Fathom Scout next here. So this is another sculpt from Nick, and Alex did the paint job, which this is what Nikki was kind of talking about earlier, with the Fathom Scout being kind of the first one we tried, those paint applications on. So this guy, that check model, has seen a lot of shows. He's definitely tired, so he's waiting for his brethren to arrive and relieve him of his duty. So, but this is, we've seen this guy many a times. He's gained a lot of attention at shows. A lot of people always gravitate towards him because of the paint applications. His accessories too are great. So Nick, like kudos on those. Yeah, to use something organic like that, is real nice. The helmet too. So if you want to talk about those, please let us know. Those are great designs.
Oh, thank you. I mean, this one was based on, I think it was Yanis's artwork. So, I mean, which is always absolutely freaking fantastic. But with the helmet, that's made out of like crab shells. So the top of it is the top of a spider crab, but then his ear flaps are basically like the crab's underpants. It's like the bit at the bottom of the shell where all of their naughty business is. So he's got two of them either side to protect his gills. That is a human pelvis on the front of his belt. Just because I thought, they're the kind of guys that are going to take bits of people from sunken ships.
I love it. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really cool idea. I love it.
I love armor made out of bones. It's so weird and creepy and gross. I love it. The sword, interestingly, with the sword, I was about to say there's two sides to it. No shit, Nick. That's the same with all swords. But it's not mirrored. So I looked at swordfish skulls, if you can call it a skull, because it's all made out of cartilage. And so the top side of it's quite different to the underside of it. So one side of it's actually got like the remnants of the nostrils and stuff on it. Do an update of Merman's sword that doesn't look like a corn on the cob,
Yeah.
Always makes me hungry for corn.
Yeah, truly great. I mean, even down to the armor, the organic look of it, it seems like he has like just like seaweeds just kind of wrapped around his arms, and the shins are organic looking, his loin piece. This guy just seems like, it's like, your ragtag gang of, fishmen that, raid the beaches, terrorize the children, knock over the sand castles kind of thing, like so truly nice. Nikki, what have been your thoughts on this guy with the paint apps, the look, the overall look of it?
Yeah, I definitely love the colors that went into the armor in particular. And so, since with all the other waves, their character packs included extra armor, right? This is the first wave where the character packs include extra heads, bare forearms and shins, and extra weapons, but no extra armor. So, this is the character that I bought extras of so I could take that armor and put it on some of the other Piranoids.
Nice. That's a good idea. Tim, what do you think of this guy?
I love this entire wave. You're asking the wrong fella.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
unless
you've seen him at the
unless
shows.
you
You've seen him up close.
yeah, unless you just want to hear like complete
And
stroking. Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, it started with the Lemurians because I always wanted lizardmen,
mhm.
and that didn't disappoint one bit. I absolutely love that wave, and I'm even more excited for wave 2, and even more excited for wave 3. So I feel like if this keeps going, I'm gonna be okay. Because I just each wave to me keeps getting better and better, and
Yeah.
I like the choices that are being made. A lot of stuff is thinking outside of the box,
Mhm.
and it's more of what would be cool for us as collectors, not looking at it as a standpoint from like what major companies would look at, like, oh, let's keep this at a low cost. And I mean, these are pretty premium figures, really.
Mhm.
And I'm really satisfied with all the choices that are being made with the entire line. So, and to know what's coming is even better.
Oh yeah.
We have so much amazing stuff coming. I mean, LA showed a teeny peek behind the curtain on that one. Just seeing Elric and the albino and Rapex.
Oh yeah.
Gimme,
Yeah.
gimme
Great
all
stuff.
day long. So
And this one, it kind of strikes me as like the quintessential paranoid because that design is used on the wave art and the banner art and the t-shirt art.
Right.
So this is like, to me, this is like the staple paranoid.
Good point. Yes, of course. Yeah, it totally is. And that paint design too is great. And it gives me like a shark vibe almost. I don't know. It's really nice. Those blues come through really nice. So let's see them.
especially on that translucent body, yeah.
Which we had some great photos from D Amazing we're using here. Thank you. Took some great, amazing photos of these figures. So, and coming in to the main baddie over here, the Harbinger of the Abyss, kicking puppies.
That's definitely the
You
man
know,
of the hour right there.
this guy's the one right here. Has turned many heads at conventions. People have been asking about this guy for, I don't even know, Tim. Like, you tell me. Like, when's this guy coming out? When's this guy coming out?
No,
Um,
ever since PowerCon, because
yeah,
that's when we had the first check models.
right.
And
So,
amazingly, because just to circle back what you were saying earlier about how he was worn out and tired, the paranoid, because of it's a check model, and yeah, but for some reason, this check model of the Harbinger, perfect.
he's the Harbinger of the Abyss, baby.
Exactly. I'm thinking that Rob must have cast some spell over the check model and just said screw the rest, like just this guy. He's perfect, and yeah, I really like what's going on with him a lot.
Yes. So Nick, man, talk to us about this guy. Give us the spiel over here.
This one's really special to me. I mean, all the paranoids have been special to me just because I love weird mutant monster people. They're just. But this was the first figure that I worked on for Savage Crucible, and I mean Rob just showed me the concept art, and it just melted my face. I was like, what is that? I want to make it. That's awesome. And luckily enough, I was able to. Yeah, there's no other figure like it that anyone's ever
No,
made. Like,
and I love the barefoot and the boot. I love that opposite. I love that hand, and then the squid, like the tentacle hand. Great choices there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean this is all the concept art. I just tried to make 3D what someone else had illustrated, but I was really stoked when Rob asked me to make an alternate open tentacle hand. Just because, like, the gripping hand for the staff with the tentacles is really awesome. I mean, it's not going to be mold, and it took a while to make it work in 3D. But the open hand is just so fun because in the middle of the tentacles is a little squid beak, and it's open.
Mm-hmm.
And then inside the squid beak is a radula, which is basically like a barbed tongue that the octopi use to like drill through shells of crabs and then eat their brains. And so you can just imagine, you know, he'll grab someone who's not agreeing with his army of piranhas taking over a city, and just in the middle of those tentacles is this razor sharp parrot beak just starting to rip into their flesh. Nice.
Oh. He just wants to shake your hand. No.
No, what did I say in that one post where Krieger's like giving him the finger? It was like he wanted to show his like toenail clipping collection.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't born evil; he was made evil by the barbarians.
Oh man. So I do believe they're, you know, this guy too, you know, they're making a couple little tweaks on him, you know, to make him a little more mobile and stuff like that, from what we've seen, you know, with the check model and stuff. But Nikki, what do you think of this guy?
I was always into like mind flayers and creatures like that. So this guy is definitely right up my alley. I very much enjoyed reading the graphic novel and getting to see more of the beginning part of his story. So yeah, just definitely excited to add this guy. I do like the asymmetry. Normally I like my figures symmetrical, but for this particular character, I dig the asymmetry, and I really love his staff and his necklace. There's some cool emblems and design work there.
Very nice. Yeah. And I was going to say with what you said, Nikki, I think that's what gets a lot of people with this is the fact that, you know, he's like a mind flayer. So, you know, a lot of people are drawn to that, you know, like Cthulhu-esque style character, you know, even though they're like, oh, you know, I don't really know what's going on, but I really like this figure right here. So, you know, he's definitely getting a lot of attention from that too.
Yeah, it's unlike anything before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that asymmetry too. It's funny that you mentioned that, Nikki. You know, we should ask Nick that. How do you feel about that? You know, how was that during the sculpting process?
I mean, it like weirdly, I agree with Nikki. I like stuff to be symmetrical. I really struggled with it as a kid when I got a Ninja Turtle and they had like a shoe and then a bare foot, and it would really wind me up. And I was like 9 years old, getting really irate about it. But I think it works so well for the Harbinger because it kind of harkens back to the human form that he did have before he kind of ruined his mind and his physique by, you know,
before the corruption, the end. Yep.
He was by great old ones, and so it's kind of this thing that he almost hasn't even noticed he's still got a boot on. It just, you know, he's got so many other things going on that he hasn't even noticed that he's lost a shoe. He's just, as his, you know, as his flesh slowly expands into a writhing mass of tentacles.
Right. Yeah, unlimited power. Sir, you lost the shoe. Unlimited power. He doesn't care.
Like, louder than that. You got to really power.
It's like you see the sign by the door, sir. It says no shirt, no shoes, no service. We can't, you know.
He's got half a shirt, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it counts. You know? Tim,
Stell,
what do you think?
You already asked me.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No, no, I'll just play with you.
Oh,
yeah.
I love this.
So this guy, yeah, excited for this guy. Excited to see, you know, some updates on him too. So, and as you can see here, you know, some poses, the amazing again, awesome photography. And we're moving into the Piranoid Savage. So again, Nick, and then Alex again with some paint applications. This one does have some minor paint applications now. So
look
Alex
at that head.
On this.
It's one of my favorite heads. Love it.
This guy right here.
I love that head.
I was gonna say, yeah, and we haven't seen it yet on any of the previous figures
I
too.
absolutely love that head. That is just fantastic, man.
Yeah, truly. And this one, the jaw is articulated, correct? On this one, right?
On all the Piranoids, all the heads have articulated
Perfect.
jaws.
So, Nick, tell us a little bit about this head over here. Did you sculpt this head?
No, it's not. It's not one of mine, but it is actually one of my favorites from the wave because it reminds me of. Do you remember the McFarlane Monsters toys that came out in like the late 90s?
Right.
And there was a Creature from the Black Lagoon figure in that line, and this really reminds me of that in the best possible way. And so, as much as I want to put this on the shelf with the rest of my Savage Crucible figures, I also want to get a dude in like an old timey diver's suit and have this guy just really mess his day up.
Truly, yeah.
Yeah, like the old school like helmet with the tube.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah. It'd be really cool. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, this truly is. And
look at that nasty
weapon.
Too. Look at that nasty weapon right there.
I was just about to talk about that, so we haven't seen that right there yet. But dude, it truly if there is a weapon to represent the Savage Crucible, that's definitely one of them right there. Top 5 for sure. Awesome design on that. Nick, was that something you sculpted there on that weapon?
No, it's all new to me, but I love it. As you say, it's got that. Literally, that weapon is savage.
Truly. Nikki, what do you think of this guy right here?
This is just, I think, with the Savages, the value on these is incredible. With whether it was the Lemurian Savage or the Piranoid Savage, because the paint apps on this figure, it's $27 figure,
right?
Direct, and it's just insane. The level of paint detail on it. Obviously, it comes with fewer accessories, but still, it's just awesome for what you get for the money. And when you go to the next photos here, the paint on the paint apps on the weapon even are freaking stellar. So I am stoked about this figure. Probably going to get several of these as well. I'm still finalizing my order, but yeah, very excited about this.
It's funny because this is the wave, because I'm like, we'll have time on this, So I was going heavy on the previous 2 waves, and now that the time is here, I'm like, I'm loading up on so many Savages and Slays. It's not even funny right now.
Yeah, I only got one all in of wave 3, like you said, because it was the longest, farthest way out, and now it's like, okay, well, this is the one I'm going to go big on. So
time to load up. Yeah, because if you don't jump in on these, you know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh, I want a Savage. I want a Slate."
Right. Yeah, if wave 1 with the Lemurian
go order.
Yeah. If you learn anything from wave 1, it's definitely, go heavy on those Savages and Slates.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah, so let's check this guy in some photos here. So truly, though that blue, it's, man, even the fins too, that's something we really haven't, talked about, but like, the fins on that Piranoid body are just so cool like that, and the armor design too, that is going around and is, blending with those fins and stuff. Really great design on the sculpting. Team did an amazing job on this.
Yeah, and this figure, you can really see how having that clear base body, how that affects the fins and things like that, because you get that clearness, which just, like I said, brings a lot of realism. And
yeah, once that light shines through, it changes everything.
This one's a little blurry, came through blurry, but
again, I just think there's nothing else on the market like it. There are other people making Fishman figures at the moment, but looking at that figure that we just saw, it almost doesn't look like an action figure. The paint
right.
The paint job on it is so good that people see photos of it and assume it's a movie still. They're going to be like, oh sweet, Aquaman 5's coming, and then they're going to find out it's an action figure, and then hopefully get like 50.
And then on top of it, then you add that price point. That is, you can't mess that up. It's too good.
Yeah, it has like a glass effect to it almost, which is, the shine on it is, it's so nice,
it makes them look wet.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes them
Yeah,
look
right, that's
good.
what I'm saying. It
But,
makes you feel like, this is, truly from, just crawled out of the water,
Yeah, and in addition to the gloss effect to like get that wet look, there's a real with this particular figure a real iridescence to the paint also. And when you combine that with some clear scales, the paint, it just really, really looks awesome. Very fish-like.
Mm. Yeah, can't wait to see the photography with these guys.
this is why I don't have any fish in my house.
Exactly. So, and we're getting into the slate paranoid. So, this is your bare bones guy, which I am actually interested to see. Do we know, Nikki? Is this going to be cast in like? How is the plastic on this guy going to be?
Yeah. So the tricky part, remember, with wave one, everybody wanted to see the slate. When everybody was putting in Kickstarter orders and all of that. The tricky part about the slates is that there are no paint apps except for the eyes and the mouth. So it's always going to be the last thing that's going to be produced from that wave. So wave 3 in development, getting all these other details with the other figures locked in. The slate is going to be the last thing because it's actually made in the plastic that it's going to be in. So no pictures of the actual slate yet, just because we're waiting for a sample to be produced. So as soon as we have those photos, we of course will post them. But it's going to be very similar to wave 1, where a lot of people waited on it and then there wasn't enough to go around. So
Right.
there's that trickiness, and ideally we'd have the photos of the slate for the pre-order, but we are trying to get these out as quickly as possible to everybody, and so there's a trade-off there.
I see. So
Yeah,
yep,
but worth it. Well worth it.
it's that balance. But yeah, and truly, like, again, the price point on this guy, stupid crazy. Anybody that is even thinking of customizing is want to kind of get into it. You really can't get a better priced canvas. I think all the articulation's still there. Is just the paint application's missing. But a great army building figure if you're into army building. Again,
I
at a
mean,
great
they're all army builders, but yeah, I
yeah.
mean, this is,
But
if
with
you
this,
yeah,
if you're looking for the numbers, I feel like this is a really nice
right,
one.
yeah, if you want
Yeah,
like 15, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you want you want to shoot some photography where you got a lot of them on there and they're scattered in the background where you don't really catch too much detail. They work great. So
Yeah, now with the new head pack that I know we're going to talk about in a minute, more reason to get more slates.
exactly. So you will have variety on how your slates will look with that head pack, which is really nice. Before we get to that one, we're going to show real quick. We got the character pack that comes in wave 3. We have one character pack in this wave, but there are 4 heads that come in that one. Those heads are not to be confused with the other head pack that we got coming out. So these heads go to, I guess you could say, like the name characters. So you get 4 heads on that one. You get some bare limbs. So, we still get some bare limbs for the characters, and a couple extra weapons with some awesome, awesome accessories. I'm really excited about the accessories in Wave 3.
I know.
Really,
I don't really think too many people really looked to see what those were, but hey, whatever. They'll
yeah.
find out soon enough.
Yeah, you'll find out soon enough. Exactly. Nick, did you have any of these weapons or accessories? Did
I
you
don't
sculpt
think I
any
did.
of these ones?
I don't think I did any of the accessories. I did do the bare arms, I think.
Okay.
But no, I haven't done any of the weapons for this week.
I
Apart
believe
from the stuff with the scout, the swordfish sword and the big toothy thing. Those are mine. But I don't think any of these are. I don't think I've worked on any of these ones.
And
Tim,
keep
did
in
Gordon
mind
do
with the bare limbs on this, you can't tell from the direction of the color render, but they have those fins just like you see with the Savage.
right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah.
And this spec has a head for each named character and then one for this Savage as well.
Yeah, and the weapons look amazing on this. That shield too. I believe it was Gordon that did the books. I think so.
And the decoder.
And the decoder, yeah, over there. So thank you, Doctor or Professor, not Doctor, Professor Gordon. Thank you so much. Look
Teach.
amazing, amazing work.
Thanks.
And this is a little bit of a close up on the head packs from the character pack. Again, not the ones coming in the head pack. So, Tim, you painted that green one over there too, right? So that's another one that you did over there. Nikki, you did the other one for the dreadnought down below, correct?
Yes, and then both Tim and I did some of the heads in the head pack as well.
Nice. Which, yeah, we'll roll right along into that one. So here we go. So this is something that came up afterwards, after we did the Kickstarter. As a company, we're growing and stuff like that. So we figured, what's the best way to kind of do this? So Nikki, do you want to kind of talk about, how the head pack idea came along?
As Wave 3 was entering pre-production, we were discussing things and how, things were laid out in the Kickstarter. Things got really rushed. Towards the end, a bunch of stretch goals were unlocking. It was kind of chaotic. And we just felt that some things got overlooked a little bit. And so Rob just thought it would be great to just add a little bit more to Wave 3 than what was offered during the Kickstarter. And so he decided to go ahead with a really deluxe head pack for a really good price, and just offer more options, more variety, more value, and just have it be something special. So Tim and I had both and Alex as well, had painted a lot of extra heads for when we were doing the Paint Masters and still making those final selections of which heads would go with which character. And so we had the Paint Masters for some of these heads already. And we're like, man, we really want to get this to get made. So the head pack was a great way to get those selections in. And plus we have the fan voted green head, really toothy green head that you see on the left bottom there. Fans voted for that one at the end of the Kickstarter. So I am super over the moon for this pack. I'm getting a few of them. Just so much potential with character creation here.
Truly. I mean, look at that. You get, 7 different, you get 7 slate bodies. You got 7 different heads, that you can, or, with the one included that it comes with. So you got some great variety as far as, making some different fishy guys. Yeah, these are great. So we got the Fathom Scout. We got another League Striker, Savage, Abyss Dreadnought head. So that makes it, is it 3 heads total for each of the characters over there? So,
yeah. 3 for each of the names plus the Savage. And then there's going to be the 6 heads in this pack that match the slate. So one of the things that we noticed about Wave 1 was that people wanted way more heads to match the slate. And so this is, now we're reacting to that and offering that for the Piranoid slate.
Awesome. Yeah. Very nice, guys. So there you go. All the more reason. Nick, what are you thinking, my friend? You thinking some customization options here? You thinking of what you're going to create with some slates?
It's this thing where you kind of want one of every figure, but then also
Truly.
you want a couple of army builders too. And so so many people have been asking in the Facebook group. They're like, can someone make a chart that shows all the heads that go with all the figures, so that I can order one of everything, so I can have one figure with every head that's being released? And I'm trying to work that out. I'm like, where am I going to put them all? I know.
Yeah, right. Well, hopefully this helps out a little bit for him.
I'll have to start expanding from my tiny little nerd cave and just hide them in logical places, like by the sink or in the bathroom, where people aren't going to be so suspicious about a fish man. They're like, hey man, what's going on there? Yeah,
have them hold the soap dispenser.
I think the head packs are such a great idea. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
you can't go wrong at
trying
all.
to work out how many figures it's going to be in all to have. Yeah, a lot. Sweet.
Truly. And what is I believe price point on this was 20,
I
I
think it's
believe,
18.
or 18. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, right below $20. So 10 heads. I mean, yeah, it's a steal. So yeah,
Yeah, and
really.
I, one outstanding question that's out there is, will this head pack be offered from retailers? And that has not been confirmed. So really, the best way to secure this particular pack is to pre-order it.
Yes, yes, very true. Yeah, a good point to bring up, Nikki. And then we'll just kind of round up here. So there is also a all-in available for people to purchase, but that does not include the new head pack that we have that we just showed. That comes with the 10 heads, and does include the original armor pack, the heads that come in that one, as well as some bonus items and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of a breakdown here of what you get with that all-in. So there is an all-in option if anybody was, trying to save a little bit and was interested in all the figures of the wave.
This is the only way to get that exclusive coin too.
Exactly, and I
So
was going to
cool.
say
The little like fishbone coin. I love it,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorites. So, and actually, I don't know what render we're going to get it in, what type of metals.
Right, because those are the convention exclusive colors.
So
Yeah, it will be a different color.
So we have pretty much to the end of this week. Friday is the last day for the pre-order. So anybody that was kind of holding off till the end, or thinking, make some last-minute purchases, that's coming up this Friday. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Definitely the best prices that you can get on the figures. Then it's retailers and the aftermarket. So best of luck in the Crucible and that. So, but with that being said, that kind of wraps up wave 3 for us. We hope we could go a little more into detail for the figures for you guys. We love if anybody had any questions.
Yeah, bring up your
We're kind
question.
of holding off. Definitely let us know if you have any questions for that. We do have some more pre-orders that are going to be coming up after this one closes. Elric will be going up in January, so we'll be starting the year off with the pre-order for you guys. Definitely, if you haven't seen any pictures of that figure, we had him in LA. He made his debut at LA Comic-Con. He was at Chicago as well. So people that got to see him up close, definitely let everybody else know how cool he was. I was really excited to see him. We can talk about him too. I know Nikki really likes the figure. Nick, I haven't had a chance to talk to you about Elric, but I would love to hear what you have to say about it. So let's take this off the screen here.
But it was a complete surprise to me. I think the Elric figure looks fantastic, and what's brilliant is the amount of people I've seen who, that have just instantly come into the Savage Crucible Facebook group because of Elric, and they suddenly go, "Oh wow, look at all this other stuff too." So it's I think what's great is it's going to bring more people into the Crucible. A friend of mine is so stoked that there's a figure of Elric coming out. He's made customs over the years and stuff, but he's never been quite happy with them. And so he literally he was messaging me being like, "Dude, can you reserve me one?" I was like, "You got to pre-order it yourself, man." I think the excitement for Elric speaks for itself. I think it's a fantastic figure, and I think people are going to be really, really happy with it.
Oh yes. Nikki, what do you think of that? And also, I also almost forgot. We want to talk about the albino too. So let us know about Elric, and we'll talk about the albino after too.
The albino and the albino.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm a little jealous of you two because you guys have had the paint master in your hands. So I've only been able to see it from photos so far.
So I shouldn't tell you it's here. All right, I won't say it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I'm super excited. Totally different style. Yeah, just really excited.
Yes, truly. Tim, what'd you think, man? You got to see him. You got to see him close.
The chainmail ripped my skull open. I'm not kidding you. The detail in that sculpt is brilliant, and that's I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, truly.
Really, to really see all the little grooves and the detail in that armor is stunning. I've never ever seen anything like it in all my long years of collecting. I mean, remember, I've been collecting nonstop for 40 years roughly. Never stopped, never took a break. I've never seen anything like this ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's an amazing figure. And I mean, Kevin, kudos, man. You know, it's such an amazing job on that. And the sword, the rune words. I mean, oh, it's so good. It's just I cannot wait. It can be here soon enough. So, but we also got a couple other lizards that we debuted at LA Comic-Con. So Nikki can tell us a little bit about that albino.
Yeah,
it's got a name, right?
Yes, I can never remember it. Raypax, I remember, but
I am blanking on the name right now, guys.
Yeah, see, the name is like, it's not a very easy one.
In any case, the paint
Snob or Snoby or I don't know, something.
The paint scheme was inspired by a lavender albino reticulated python. So when you look at the Lemurians, there's a lot of serpent imagery in the armor and the weapons, and so we wanted to continue to play with that theme and play with that connection. And so he does have a snake pattern. It's again asymmetrical, which was hard for me to do because I like symmetry, but just wanted to do something a little different and really model it after real life. Not everything's going to be symmetrical. And he's going to have a brand new set of armor that hasn't been in the line yet, which we're really excited about. And also a soft goods cape. Mm-hmm. We did post his bio on Instagram, I believe. Let me look up the name really quick because I'm blanking, guys.
And just to kind of circle back to what Nikki said too, the that paint app that she was talking about, the design. If you haven't seen the episode of Rob's trip to China, they got a cool video in there of how they do it in the factory, of how they kind of get that put on the figure. So definitely check that out because it's such an awesome process. I've never had seen anything like that before. So definitely cool to check out. So
yeah.
Sorry, Nikki,
and the Shield of Dezera is the name of that. And they're really cool bio written by Gordon.
See, I knew there was an S in there somewhere.
For Shield?
Yeah. For Shield, yeah.
It's an S.
It counts.
It does.
Somebody get this guy on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
T, please. We already called it. But is there a T?
And this figure is also going to come with 3 different heads as well.
So you have some different display options for sure, which is nice as well. So,
and then go ahead.
I was just going to say, anything else you want to kind of say about the albino? We can switch over to.
She was in the middle of that still.
What's that?
No, I really wasn't. It's
okay. Let me interrupt you. Are you done?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Let me interrupt you and ask you if you want to. Yeah, sorry. It's been a long day. But then
moment.
We have Raypax as well. So he's really cool. The blood effect stuff on him is really nice on the
packaging too. The
packaging, amazing.
Gordon again.
And I don't think we've officially, we haven't posted official photography or announcement for either of those yet. The green lizard from the show is called Viteris Raypax. We have shown pictures of the packaging just from the show. Lots of nice blood effects that Gordon designed, like Tim mentioned, on the packaging. I don't believe we've posted his bio yet, so keep eyes out for that. And I see a question on when on the 2 of those, and all I can say is soon, and you should sign up for email updates on the website.
We had a question over here. It says, will my Kickstarter order ship at the same time as my newly ordered figures? Actually, your Kickstarter order will ship before anything else does. So we want to get Kickstarter orders out first. So those will be the first ones to be shipping out. And then everything else kind of as it follows suit on that one. So you probably will get these a little bit later on. So not at the same time as the Kickstarter. So, and then let's see, just kind of scanning the comments here. Shirts, I don't know if they're going to come back in the near future. Definitely if there's a big demand, maybe. Maybe some new designs too. We got some nice new colors at LA Comic Con, so we got some new colors for the shirts, which are nice. So we'll see. Keep bugging Rob enough about it. He might cave in and get some shirts for everyone and put them up on the site for everyone to get some.
And that hard copy of the graphic novel needs to go up for sale. I mean,
Yep.
it's cool. It's cool to like go to the convention and get it, but people have had a year. I say release the Kraken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially if you want to see a little bit about some of the Wave 2 characters and Wave 3 characters. Yeah, definitely a good time to kind of pick up on that if you were holding off on that. So let's see here. We got a question.
What about the concept art in the back? Ooh.
That's all we'll say about that. Will there be a UK vendor for these figures in the Nick? Would you know? I think there's only one European vendor, and he's in Germany, if I'm not mistaken.
I reached out to a couple of users that I've bought figures off over the years, and I sent their details to Rob as well, and none of them really got back to us. It was a bit of a shame, really, because the postage prices from the States are pretty killer these days, and so
Right.
I've got a couple of friends, and they're like, "Oh, I just want that the Conan figure, but the postage is a bit hefty." But Rob's got the best postage, and so
Right, exactly.
why not buy loads of figures, and then the postage works out cheaper. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, sadly, no UK vendor yet, but we hopefully we can sort that out because
Yeah, we do have the German retailer Retro Toys Hamburg, and all of the international and local U.S. retailers are posted on Instagram.
Yep. So we have that up for you guys.
Nick, why don't you just sell them out of your toy room that you're sitting in?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Come on, Nick.
out of my expansive and massive room that already has
mate.
the floor full of shite.
You got it. You're good. You're solid.
I see a little space in the corner you can stack the boxes up on.
There's
you're
some
good.
space under.
There you go. Oh man. We had let's see. There's no update really on the throne as of now. That'll kind of be, as the wave kind of is getting closer and closer, we'll probably have more updates on that as well. Priority right now is just kind of getting that wave 3, going and into the factory as soon as possible so we can get it out. So stay tuned for the throne. We'll definitely, as soon as we have some updates on that, we'll definitely let you guys know, whether it's on the Facebook page, YouTube, or Instagram. So don't see any new questions coming in. With closing, we still have one show left for the year. That'll be in Greenville, South Carolina, Retro Toy Con. So that's coming up towards the end of November, 22nd to the 24th. So we'll be at that one. We'll have Wave 1. So anybody that's looking to get some more lizards or was holding off on getting some lizards and wants some, definitely pick some up. So that's the last one. And then we have a roster of shows that we're going to be doing next year. So we're putting that together right now. We got a couple already down. So, if you're planning next year, you want to come meet the team, come see us up close, come see what we got going on. Definitely we'll have some updates on that so you can plan that out as well. So, but with that being said, let's see. Going to scan the comments real quick again. Don't see nothing. Any closing statements, guys? Anything we want to say before we wrap this up? One at a time, please. One at a time.
What was the
There's
question?
a load more awesome stuff coming out that you guys haven't seen yet. So
Yep.
yeah,
Nick, I know you're busy. Yeah, you got some stuff.
it is something people have been asking for. I'm really stoked with how it's come out, and yeah, loads more awesome stuff on the way.
Nice, nice. Also, too, real plug-in, quick plug-in right now. Collegiate Legends, guys. If you haven't checked those out, too, it's another figure line that Rob is working on right now. So college teams, college football team figures themed.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Anybody that's a sports fan, definitely check those out. We've seen some awesome photography. I was sharing with Nikki and Tim. Somebody did the ending scene from was it Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
So there's the creativity is awesome in the toy community. We love seeing you guys create these scenes with the figures. It's awesome to see. So definitely keep it coming for us, and definitely check those figures out if you're interested. So.
Nick, thank you so much for taking the time.
Nick.
You know it's late over there for you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. It's lovely talking to you, dudes.
Likewise, it's always a pleasure, Nick. We always have fun.
The time change, the time difference sucks, but yeah, it's thank you so much, man. Seriously.
And I love hearing your thought process behind what you put into the sculpts and the story that you created in your head around explaining the design of the character. I really appreciate that. So it's always a treat to hear that.
I'm gonna say,
it's always nice to get in the head of the sculptor.
I like, as much as I love sculpting them, I just see them in grey. So to see them painted so well is an absolute treat. And every paint master I see just looks better than the previous one. You dudes are absolutely knocking it out of the park.
Yes, yeah. Keep the awesome paint apps coming, guys. Too, yeah. Amazing work so far, and Nikki and Tim. Thank you, guys. I mean, that
we're a bit humble
doing
about
amazing.
It,
so
forgive our quietness.
No,
no, it's no disrespect. It's just, but thank you. Yeah, because we're just like, we just painted them. It's you guys do all the work by sculpting, and you know what I mean.
No,
so.
Dude, you bring them to life with the paint job. I know. If you just dunk
one hand washes the other.
It's symbiosis.
Have a crucible.
I feel like this is the snake eating its own tail.
Yeah, right.
It's Ouroboros of pure.
Last question too. I did see Gears of War said, "Is money taken out instantly when you pre-order, or is it taken out when they are ready to ship?" I do believe with the pre-order, it's taken out instantly.
Yeah, and that's a trade-off when you pre-order directly from savagecrucible.com. It is the lowest prices that the figures will ever be outside of the Kickstarter. But the trade-off is you pay upfront. If you go to retail, it's a much higher price point, and various retailers have different policies of whether they charge you when they ship or they charge you upfront.
There you go. And with that, guys, thank you for tuning in for another awesome night. Nick, again, thank you so much for staying up late to be with us tonight. Nikki, thank you. Tim, thank you. Thank you guys for getting on and being here tonight. Definitely an awesome Monday night. Definitely more exciting than most Mondays for me. So
is it only Monday? Shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're having a case of Mondays there, Nikki.
Thank you to everybody that joined us tonight too. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody that joined us, thank you guys. You guys always make it fun. So with that being said, can't wait to see you on the next one, and we hope everybody has a wonderful night.
Stay savage.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.